It's Wednesday night, time for a hump day fight. 40 of iRacing's best in a carbon fiber slugfest. Esport aces, mechanical maniacs, over-the-wall weekend warriors, hometown track heroes, and even boys from the big leagues. Oh, we've got characters, all right. Strapped in the sim rig, poised to strike. We're set to battle it out each and every lap. So grab your popcorn. This is Thunderclap.
Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I'll be on the way. Yeah. You know I'll be on the way. Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I'll be on the way.
Contact 4 wide for the lead.
He blocks checker flag. James Seawright by 0.025 seconds.
It is going to be Ryan Truex.
I'm far ahead and gotta run laps. But we ain't letting up, we never done that. Ain't nowhere to hide. You ain't gotta see me come and keep me on your mind. 'Cause I'll be on the way. Yeah.
They are wrecking just like that. Oh, a humongous impact.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I'll be on the way. Yeah. I'm on the way. I'm on the way.
Two more chances, two more opportunities to get a shot to run in the postseason for Thunderclap iRacing Series action presented by TLC Incorporated. Just two more races set the grid for this season's postseason. And tonight, we head to World Wide Technology Raceway, also known as Gateway, for the Grid Vision 135 here on Grid Vision. Good evening, everyone. I'm Justin Prince. Alongside with the production booth is Austin Darbyshire as we get ready to go racing from Gateway. An intriguing racetrack with intriguing storylines entering tonight, with many drivers looking to solidify their chances to run in the Forming 16 for 2023. Talking about the storylines entering tonight, Josh Ball last time out after his result from Kansas, getting himself the individual truck championship. In turn, drivers are battling for the Xfinity Individual Vehicle Championship here at this racetrack tonight. Keep in mind, World Wide Technology Raceway, different levels of banking and curvature in 1 and 2 compared to 3 and 4. Turn 3 and 4 compared to what is essentially part of what Phoenix's original layout was for some of its corners, in particular at the time, turn 3 and 4 as it was at the time. More towards a tighter camber of banking. In turns 1 and 2 could potentially cause several spins today here at Gateway. Right now, as drivers get themselves situated throughout the qualifying session, the track temperature is fairly hot under the lights, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the air temperature 83, very minimal winds. In fact, winds currently at an iRacing default 2 miles per hour to the north, hence the 0% on that compass. Drivers getting a few minutes to qualify. Let's take a few minutes to look at the point standings, and this is something to consider. First things first, 8 drivers have locked themselves into the postseason with either victories or, in the case of Josh Ball, the Individual Truck Series Championship. There is also a front lock going for John Freeman and Roger Debold. Also locked in, James Seawright, pending as long as he makes the next 2 races. Reed Foley, J.D. Woodward, Matt Cherry, Jordan Jurassic, Sean Bounty, and Ryan Truex. Outside of that picture, though, it's the focus of who moves through here. 11th is Garrett, with McCrary, Famosa, McConey, Cherrick, and Tyler Truex on the bubble. Justin Clapper, it's been an up and down year for the 63. A chance to move up in how tight that bubble is in regards to postseason. Again, this could all change, keep in mind, depending on the attendance of the 18 truck and car. Noah Rainwater is also just outside that bubble to watch for. Amongst those needing wins, Chase Leahy, Bo Condon, also throw Adam Schramm as well as TJ Lee, also known as Hadley, in the mix. Still, plenty of action expected for tonight's race with the pressure on here at Gateway. Tonight's format in turn, 25 and 40, the times of tonight's stages with the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars. 135 total laps on the docket. As mentioned, the Xfinity Series Championship to be clinched here tonight. Here on Grid Vision. Important to note, Sean Bounty leading the way for that respective spot, 48 points up over Ryan Truex. And no, you're not seeing double. Those are two different Truexes up at the front. Ryan and Tyler currently top of the pylon as qualifying reaches its final moments. Information just forwarded from race control. If James Seawright doesn't turn a lap for tonight's race, it's Justin Clapper and Noah Rainwater who become the tied two drivers on the bubble to determine who makes it into the forming 16. That'll be a storyline to watch for tonight. 25 drivers making their way to the field tonight. We'll see which drivers are in turn able to take advantage of one of the smaller fields of the season, but also at a racetrack it's expected to be very difficult to try and battle around as a whole tonight, especially with its history of attrition. I'd like to remind folks that this series is brought to you by TLC Incorporated, the premier service provider for lawn sprinklers, landscape lighting, drainage services, as well as garage makeovers with nearly 40 years of experience. In just one day, your home can become a showcase with the new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, an energy-efficient landscape lighting system, or a brand new garage makeover and floor that will last you a lifetime. Imagine all the possibilities if you give your yard just a little. TLC. Operating in the Maryland, D.C., and Virginia area, call 888-PIC-TLC for more information. Looking along as some of the drivers zip around the racetrack, for example, this is the 20 machine on the paint scheme, into the grass in particular on the sliding. Newkirk, usually the driver of the 20 machines, usually driving with a similar theming. These types of cars you can already see, just trying to get a feel of the tires before getting up to speed. Mostly everybody has put up qualifying times already, however. And right now, in turn, drivers just about finished the session. 2 minutes to go on the board before we go racing tonight from World Wide Technology Raceway. Just got information tonight. Noah Rainwater had indicated the potential of needing a provisional. He has just said, I am not here, as in, don't watch for me tonight. Internet issues and the force feedback on Rainwater's wheel is broken. So just like that, the ball has just landed into Justin Clapper's boat to see if he can clap ahead for some distance in the forming 16, or for that buffer now. So as we get ourselves situated and prepared once again for tonight's action, how did we get here when it comes to the Xfinity Series side of the card? Now, in regards to that side, it is the regular season championship for the individual driver championship. Auto Club, Indy Road Course, Talladega, Richmond, the previous dates. Those races won by Garrett Pick, who started off strong, remember, early on this season before moving to part-time. Ryan Truex, because he's Ryan Truex and has done Ryan Truex things all season, he leads the way in victories, mind you, this year, a whole series. He won 2 races with Indy Road Course in Richmond. Talladega is where Sean Bounty picked up a win at a 112 lapper all the way back in late April. See how things play out here as we wait for the final few moments of this qualifying session to come to a close before we go racing from iRacing's virtual World Wide Technology Raceway at Gateway. And for those who are interested in what Grid Vision is, if you want to kickstart your career in broadcast and production, or have, say, an interest in video production, commentary, or Unreal Engine, even set design, and other assets, those could be valuable for a team such as ours. Our growing team, looking for people like you. Contact us on Facebook or Twitter at GridVision today. Drivers have a few minutes to warm up and discuss things before their drivers' meeting comes to a close. But we can say the drivers just about locking up their positions here tonight. We'll go through that in just a little bit on how they will start for this evening's race from World Wide Technology Raceway. With that, we'll take a quick break. We'll break down the field right after this.
SRI Performance. With over 400 product lines representing the top manufacturers in motorsports, we are your one-stop shop for everything racing. 3 of our brick-and-mortar stores are located in North Carolina, and our newest facility in Brownsburg, Indiana. And 4 trackside mobile stores, you can find us spread out throughout the nation. With industry-leading knowledge, we are only a phone call away to visit our customer service experts. And don't forget, we have the world's largest inventory of used race parts. SRI Performance, and stock car steel and aluminum for everything racing.
Hey, Bob Carr here at TLC. Take a look at some of the specials we're running at TLC right now. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Storms are in the forecast, so if you have a problem with water standing in your yard, in your basement, now's the time to give us a call here at the office at 410-721-2342. We'll be glad to provide you with a free, no-obligation drainage proposal for your property. Give us a call here at the office at 410-721-2342 or hit the link below. We'll respond back to your email, set you up for a free, no-obligation quote for your drainage needs. Let's solve that once and for all. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Now's the perfect time to have your landscape lighting system tuned up for the upcoming summer months. Give us a call here at the office at 410-721-2342. And let's get you some light out there. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Welcome back to GridVision for coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. It's also brought to you in part by Eagleswood Creations. Eagleswood Creations, your one-stop shop for your laser engraving needs, from wood to acrylic, custom signs, earrings, keychains, coasters, and much, much more. Located in West Creek, New Jersey, but shipping nationwide. Purchased and custom made via Etsy or through the website at eagleswoodcreations.com. Follow them today on Etsy, Facebook, and Eagleswood Creations on Instagram. Drivers finishing up their final warm-ups about a minute away before tonight's starting grid gets ready to form up on the racetrack. For those just tuning in, to reset tonight's action, expecting 135 laps the scheduled distance. Drivers also have 60% their fuel limits, for a total of 4 tire changes to deal with for this race tonight. Under the lights, here with the NASCAR Xfinity Series cars. Now, keep in mind, drivers on a full fuel load usually go around the 60 lap-ish mark, expecting possibilities of multiple pit stops in turn, even for the third stage as a result of tonight's distance. See how drivers play things out here as they get their final preparations done, just completing their drivers' meeting moments ago. One more thing to note when it comes to tonight's preparation in turn for this action, drivers looking to battle to see if they can punch their way into the Forming 16. That is Thunderclap's version of the playoffs, or the postseason as some may call. Again, current situation appears to be as follows since we have already completed qualifying. tied for the bubble. Clapper and Rainwater now after the missed start from James C. Wright. However, Rainwater technical issues out of tonight's race puts Matthew Montgomery on the hot seat. Ryan Truex starts off for the pole tonight, though, with Tyler Truex starting in second. The two fellow relatives qualified within 6/10 of each other. John Freeman and Jordan Jurassic the top four, followed by Matt Garrett and Scott Famosa. Roger Debold and Sean Boundy. Keep an eye on Boundy, the leader of Xfinity Series, points from 8th, as well as Chase Leahy along with Mark McCrary in 10th. Reed Foley starts off in 11th. Dennis rounds out the top 12. Greg McConaughey starting 13th. One of the JCR entries, Matthew Montgomery. Now with the news coming in earlier tonight, now having to push to get a distance on Justin Clapper. The Mid-Pack Motorsports car starts in 15th. Brendan Schumann starts off in 16th in the Hallmark Friesen Racing Machine. TJ Lee, Bo Condon, the top 18. Anthony Burleson starts alongside Greg Vile. Once the front portions of the field towards the back of the grid tonight, Adam Schramm in 21st, with Joshua Corner in 22nd, Steve Olszynski, Glenn Grimm, and Noah Rainwater rounding up the field. As mentioned, Rainwater having technical issues both with his internet and his steering wheel. Confidence levels needing to push hard here now with this race getting set to go. So drivers get set for the one pace lap. Before we get going for tonight's action here on Grid Vision, once again, tonight's race distances per race control, 25 and 40 for the first stage. In the second stage, respectively, 135 laps the total race distance. Keep an eye on if the track conditions stay where they're at or if things get a little bit cooler, though, as the night progresses. And we're glad to have you with us for tonight's action here on Grid Vision for Thunderclap iRacing Series action, presented by TLC Incorporated. It's Ryan and Tyler Truex up at the front of the field, getting ourselves all situated and ready to go to start things off from World Wide Technology Raceway. Heading to the TLC start zone to begin things off under the lights in the shadows of the Gateway Arch. Green flag is out. We're underway for the Grid Vision 135. Albert Truex not backing down to the outside. Ryan Truex stuck on the inside to start things off down the back straightaway. Jurassic and Freeman watch from the popcorn seats as the relatives battle it out still hard inside. Ryan Truex better line for the clear and the race lead. Great start for Ryan Truex, leading the first lap around as we take a look at the 34th Leahy amongst those trying to provide pressure. Already drivers like Garrett trying to wrap the bottom below that first seam. Most drivers preferring that line. Keep an eye though, turn 2 exit, likely to get loose. Bounty amongst those starting to cut forward already up to 6th. Also amongst those already losing a couple spots in the early going. Let's take a look at some of those that are getting a little bit loosey. This is Dennis. Amongst those currently just outside the top 10 so far, so solid. It comes to the 81 machine. It's not been easy though to be able to drive here over the years. A lot of difficulty on these exits with that back tire and the potential of shifting to come into play tonight. Looking at the move up the road. Watching that is Debold because Bounty watching himself move towards the top 5. That's Matt Garrett on the outside. Bounty has already made 3 passes in the first 3.5 laps so far here tonight. Now typically in terms of the distance, it's a little bit longer than a typical short track. Hold on. That's Famosa in the wall. Some aero damage now on the right side of the car for Famosa. The all-out back machine. We'll see how the damage impacts Famosa tonight. Already the entire right side of the car except for the rear quarter panel ripped off. Oh, and a hard slam in the background. That was right in front of where Clapper is. So trying to hold on at the bottom of the racetrack now is TJ Lee, staying out of the way of the 52 of Schumann. That's around the 15th position. One of the difficult things to keep in mind when it comes to this racetrack tonight, because of potential bottlenecks, not just in terms of spins out of turn 2 and the ricochet up into the wall, but that way the straightaway is set up down out of turn 4, that could be a dangerous spot if anybody has a problem here tonight. Still keep an eye on the 79 of Burleson as well in the midst of things as they battle around the bottom of the racetrack. Up front, Ryan Truex pulling away, has the fastest lap so far tonight. That's not a surprise when seeing Ryan Truex this season leading the way in victories, but also has been very consistent long run when he hasn't made mistakes. This season, 4 wins in the first 14 races of 2023. It's starting to spread out a little bit as caution flag is out. The Eagleswood Creations caution for the first time. It's towards the very back of the field. Greg Vile. So the Vile back machine having a little contact at least with the wall in the 26 for our first caution flag of the evening. Let's take a look at the replay. Battle towards the back of the 20s. And that was Adam Schramm with the assist that time. And as a result, we're under yellow for the first time. Schramm, one of the independents. You do not want to hit the curbing here because what goes down the track usually comes up with the momentum here at this circuit. The Greg Vaughn Motorsports machine feeling the impact there. So the E-Tower Truex machines 1-2 still keeping an eye though on some of the others who are moving through. Clapper in 13th for reference, staying towards the back of the race so far has been Rainwater. Montgomery is around 17th position in terms of those around your bubble spots so far this evening. Bounty, your leader Xfinity Series points, still in a strong position to do so in the top 5. Appears no one elected to come down to pit early on in this race under this stage caution. And just to emphasize the strength of what has been a good season for Ryan Truex, just the one provisional that was taken from Atlanta, Legacy Atlanta, in fact, from the CLT race a few weeks back. Just about every single race except for 4 has been a 3rd or better. And the races that Ryan Truex did not finish up towards the front, it was an incident-filled race after running towards the front at Las Vegas. Race at Talladega, which is Talladega. Charlotte, where he had led 13 laps and then had a mistake on pit exit that brought a caution that mixed things up. And then North Wilkesboro, where it didn't lead but was involved in several incidents in a race that seen a drag race to the line, or at least the start box with John Truex. Just about to start off lap 10. Quickly note, Munstall's still in the biggest mover category. It's a tie for +4, but at the back of the field, Lachinsky and Grimm. Grimm making a first start in a while. +3 for Boundy. As we talk towards those drivers, they've already been able to pick off some of the drivers like Greg Vile, Adam Schramm, and Matthew Montgomery, who has apparently elected to come down in the 9 machine. So we'll see if there's an alternate strategy at hand now for Montgomery, because he did pit for a top off on the gas. Getting ready for the restart. Truex relatives up at the front. Jurassic and Freeman, 3 and 4. Bounty and Garrett, 5 and 6. Depot and Famosa picking up sticks from 7th and 8th. TLC restart zone, this time in the hands of Ryan Truex. See if he gives a count to Tyler, or if he looks to try and break single file for himself early. Looking up for Barney as the green flag waves for the TLC restart, so we're backing away. And Ryan Truex already cleared. The battle's on for 3rd. Freeman on the outside. It's Jordan Jurassic on the inside. A different look, Jurassic back machine now on the inside, looking to pass the usual black and green 5. Freeman too hard on the entry, though, may open things up for the side-by-side again. Freeman not able to close things down, and the JCR machine still battling things out with the teammates. Let's take a look at this from the back of the Tyler Truex. Tyler Truex running a similar paint scheme to his throwback earlier this season with Darlington. Watching as Freeman gets clear, now in the 3rd position as things sort themselves out here. Single file, Bounty losing the spot at the start. Same can be said, at least for now, with Depot trying to battle for 8th and 9th position too. More cars hitting the wall in the background, at least 2 or 3 this lap. That's how difficult it is, even in the midst of a few laps. Famosa trying to play defense along the outside line. People going the short distance, can't get the side draft and near contact with the wall. Another driver nearly up to the fence. Still able to hold on to it, as here's where things get a little bit dicey towards the back. Lachinsky, Grimm, Condon, right in the same vicinity. Grimm taking a peek. Not close enough to be able to make the lunge quite yet. Those wondering why drivers like Rainwater run towards the back currently, you've seen a little bit of that tech issue. Remember, for those tuning in, having internet and force feedback issues, it is not a fun car to drive right now, to put it politely, without your force feedback at a track like this for Rainwater. The battling continuing, though, in this respective pack. Clearly sit amongst those looking around. Schumann amongst those who has showed speed several times this season. Nowhere to go, sliding up the racetrack instead. Still fierce battling around 16th on back. As in the wall goes Grimm. There goes a slam to the inside wall. No Eagleswood Creations caution flag waving. We stay green, now it waves for the 2nd time. And what was discussed a few laps ago? Turn 2 exit. You either get tight and slam the wall, or you end up getting loose and spinning it out. Bo Condon, nowhere to go. Gets slammed all the way to the inside wall in the TLC Incorporated back car tonight. Let's take a listen. The second Condon was sent down to the grass. Nothing the 25 could do. Caution flag is out once more. No decisions for pit stops with less than 10 laps to go in the stage this time around. So both the Truexes forced to regroup here. No position changes amongst your top 5 really, outside of Bounty, who's done so to switch Garrett out once or twice. Drivers in for pit stops this time: Montgomery, Condon, Grimm, and Vile. And the interesting for Montgomery is if this is scheduled or not for the 9 machine. Appears to not have a move in on the clock yet because they haven't entered the pit box. But this may be the tire play coming into play with those 3 sets in the pits basically. Nope, it's the fuel. Montgomery wanting to go further on the gas, tops off for a second time tonight. Looking like things will regroup for the restart fairly soon. Already drivers thinking about the double up and file up this time around. And keep in mind, only one other race to go before the postseason break to start off the month of July to celebrate both Canada Day and the 4th of July. That being at Nashville Superspeedway with the next-gen machines. Just in time for real-world action coming back into play for the Cup Series after an off week on Father's Day this past weekend for the first time since the 1970s. And catch the Racing for Thunderclaps edition of its final race before the postseason at Nashville, starting once again around 8:25, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time this next Wednesday, June the 28th. Getting ready for the restart. Ryan Truex has led just about them all so far. Tyler Truex has been in second, just about them all so far. Freeman, Jurassic, Garrett, Boundy, Famosa. Once your top 7, Diebold in 8th. Leahy and McCrary inside the top 10. So far, 1 DNF, that's Bo Condon. The rest of the field still running. Somewhat damaged. So approaching the final 8 laps, come around to about 7 in the stage, this time by. So far, so solid for the control car for the TLC restart zone this evening. Let's see how things play out for Ryan Truex now with near door contact for the TLC restart zone. Lap 19 starts with a green. A great restart once again for Ryan Truex. A strong one for Tyler Truex, but up the hill goes Tyler. Ryan up to the point. Once again, it's clear. Now as the battling moves on to the back straightaway, joining alongside now of the booth, Brian Britt. Brian, so far so strong for the Truexes. Now it's the matter, though, of that battle that's also critical for the Xfinity Championship, but also the Forming 16.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to have to very much apprise myself of who was really in the running. I'm assuming Ryan Truex is definitely in the running for this Xfinity Championship, but like you said, the forming of the 16 is going to be important. But it looks like these guys having a solid race here. The Truex brothers 1-2 at the moment, of course, side by side. John Freeman and Jordan Durasic right now for that third spot. Of course, Durasic coming off of a big win last week, I do believe, in the trucks. Actually 2 for 2 in the trucks last couple weeks.
With the clarification that I believe they're cousins amongst those up at the front.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nephews. But either way, they are related. But still, Freeman Munsel's battling 5 laps to go in the stage, and Jurassic nearly to the back end of his teammate Garrett inside, looking to move up to join up with the Tyler Truex cars.
This is definitely such a tough racetrack here as well. 1.25. I'm sure you've already covered all that, but tire wear has it been significant, Justin?
So far, for reference, as these drivers roll through this run, it's already 1 second of fall off despite several caution flags. Best times now shown on the board for reference. Those were set basically in the first 3 laps, Brian. We haven't touched them since. There's the reference to the last time by a big difference of 1 second.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like it's about over a second and a tenth for some drivers out here. And I think it'll probably get worse and worse. I mean, Gateway's attracted. Seems like it almost is like a cheese grater. Especially, I think a lot of it comes from down to the shifting that these guys are probably required to do as well.
It is right now battling, continuing on for stage points. Several nearly hitting the walls. Famosa amongst those who did so earlier. Still looking to battle now with Boundy. This is for 7th. A little near contact. How about a lot more contact as they slide up the hill? Near 3 wide as McCrary tries to scatter, so does McConey.
Almost verging on 4 wide there, as I do believe Foley in the 15. He does go 4 wide. He's on the apron right now.
Where was Foley going? My goodness, coming to 2 to go.
That's some fantastic racing out here. I mean, man, Foley, he's been having so much confidence the last few races here. Or not at this racetrack, but, you know, just in general, every track we see him go to, he seems like he's just got the same amount of confidence as the guys that do this in real life.
Monsto's locked into the forming 16 for the playoffs. Does have some damage after hitting the wall several times already tonight. This time by, though, coming up to 1 to go in the stage presented by RL Productions.
Just had a change for the lead there, Justin.
Right at the edge of the stage, in fact, as well. Tyler Truex now with the lead. Does Ryan Truex make the move back?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think maybe. I mean, it looks like Tyler, once he got in the clean air, it seems like, I don't know, the car started struggling, but now he's pulling away. He's got about a 0.3 of a second lead. I think Ryan Truex might be under fire here from Freeman. We always have said that Freeman's really good on the longer runs, so I'd watch out for that 5 car to maybe try to get by that 56.
Coming to end off lap 25, it's Tyler Truex leading the way to close out stage 1. Ryan Truex in second, John Freeman, Jordan Jurassic, Matt Garrett, Roger Diebold, Scott Famoso, Sean Bounty, Greg McConey, and Mark McCreary all pick up stage points for stage number 1. Eagleswood Creations caution flag is out. We'll regroup and talk strategy after this.
Eagleswood Creations, your one-stop shop for wood, acrylic, custom engravings, such as signs, boards, earrings, and much, much more. You can follow them today on Facebook, Instagram, or you can check out their website, eagleswoodcreations.com.
Hey homeowners, you're going to drag your hose through the yard in 2023? There's a better way to water your lawn. TLC Incorporated has been installing custom and professional underground lawn sprinkler systems for over 38 years. Our team would be happy to come out to your property at your convenience and provide you with a free, no obligation quote for a new custom underground lawn sprinkler system for your home. No more dragging the hose. No more dry and dusty patches in your yard. Our smart lawn sprinkler systems will efficiently provide water to your lawn all season long with a healthy green grass from your front yard to your back. Click the blue Learn More button below and the team at TLC can start building the perfect lawn sprinkler system for your home right away. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's throw it back to the guys in the booth.
Welcome back to the Grid Vision 135 here on Grid Vision as we look to battle it out here in what is the state of Illinois, but just in the shadow of the Gateway Arch, just a few miles away from St. Louis. Just Prince Brian, Brett, Austin, Derbyshire doing production tonight as we get ready for a very quick Stage 2. Remember, this stage ending at lap 40, the end of the said lap. We're talking about an 11-lap shootout, and as a result, half the field has elected to pit Brian, half has not.
Yeah, this is going to be very scary, I mean, to be honest with you. I mean, you see the top 12 right now are on 29-lap-old tires from what I'm seeing here. If that's correct, I mean, because I did just join in, so it could be a little bit different than that. But if that is the case, they're going to probably see some wheel spin. I mean, tire wear, we talked about how significant that is. I mean, everybody behind that top 12 probably is going to be really want to be careful here. Glenn Grimm, I do believe, is on a little bit newer tires, but Diebold elected kind of the first to start the pit stops beforehand. So we'll have to see how this kind of plays out. Like you said, short stage though. I mean, we're only going to lap 40. So very interesting how they have that. Usually the first stage, I thought would be longer or shorter, I should say, but it looks like second stage a little bit shorter here. So very quickly going to be ending here. We'll have to see if it ending under caution.
Well, in regards to the stage, remember, we're coming up to start lap 3, so about a 10-lap shootout, in fact, it looks like. But there is something to mention in regards to those who just pit along. Montgomery has pit a couple times for gas. No tires taken there. Vile, question mark in terms of if tires have been taken. Same for Grimm. Diebold, Clapper, Burleson, Lachinsky, and several others all taking 2 tires. So there's a chance they take the other side of the 2 tires in the next stage caution. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we get ready for the one to go this time around.
That definitely could be a valid strategy. You know, if you had asked me like 6 months ago if you should take 2 tires at any track, I'd say no, except for maybe like Michigan. You're like, yeah, or Talladega or Daytona. I'd have said those are the only places that you could really do it. But iRacing has really done a great job with the tire model here recently to where it actually is a viable strategy. So we'll see if that actually plays out well for them. Track position is going to be very important here.
And I will say this too, in terms of the setup side of things, we run fixed setups per se here, but they also changed how some of those were structured, including before some drivers would tape those cars very solidly 100% for quality trim per se. Now you only have qualifying tape, race tape, exact same tape totals for these cars. Meanwhile, the TLC restart zone, seeing the Truexes 1 and 2, they've been this way all race. Green, 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 back on our way.
Yeah, good start there for Tyler Truex. Really able to get going. Of course, Ryan Truex, just barely able to slide down in front of John Freeman here. Side by side for that 4th spot. You see big moves there from Matt Garrett. Oh, he slides up a little bit out of 2. Almost gets up into the Jurassic there.
Got to keep it clean, though. Freeman, though, alongside Ryan Truex for second. A little bit tight. That was a little bit of a door slam, but also a little bit of a near cut up.
See Bounty fighting really hard right now for that, I do believe, 7th spot. He's got McConey right there beside him. Of course, Reed Foley right behind those 2. McConey's been having some bad luck, I'd say, the last few races. So I expect he's going to be trying to have a little bit better luck for this one. But Bounty, I expect a lot from him. I'm surprised he's back here in 8th and not up in here in the top 3.
And came in plus 48 when it comes to the Xfinity Series individual championship for this regular season. In regards to McConey does still have a 61-point buffer and picked up some stage points, in fact, to end out stage 1 a little bit squirrely out of the exit. Once again, having to dart things around is McCreary from that 9th position, staying behind McConey.
Yeah, Foley going really wide right now. He looks like he's starting to struggle. Probably the old tires might be starting to get to him.
The only person, though, I will say, Brian, who's on fresher right sides at minimum, Diebold's the only person who's pit so far to make a pass.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to pass at this place. I mean, it's so difficult to get the run off the exits, especially with how narrow, I'd say, these corners are, the radiuses of these corners. Oh, and there goes the 39, I do believe.
That's Diebold right on cue. The Eagleswood Creations caution flag is out. And so much for being the first on a strategy.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy about that. I mean, I thought it was 39. Yeah, 38 of Diebold going right around there. What was that? That got into him behind him? I think that was TJ Lee. Yeah, it was.
It's not been a fun night for Lee. Oh my, that was not a fun ride to the outside wall for that last of the cars. We'll take a look at this one more time.
Look at that big moment there from McCreary. McCreary, I think Diebold was trying to avoid McCreary. And then, unfortunately, Lee, I don't think he saw it.
Oh, and that's not a good hit. That's the 9 car. That's Matthew Montgomery, who needed to gain points tonight since he was the closest out from that tie on the bubble for the Formula 16. He had been topping off several times during caution flags, had not taken tires, and then this happens for the Fort Smith, Arkansas-based driver.
Yeah, there was nothing he could really do right there. Looking at it from his cockpit camera, I mean, just wrong place, wrong time there for Matthew Montgomery. Hopefully he's able to get back going. And of course, I think he still is running. Probably going to be trying to get some of that damage repaired, though, along with Roger Diebold.
This gets interesting, though, on how long this stage now goes to, because we're within 5 laps to go now. We have some drivers who are already down laps, so that in turn is going to add in our pace lap. We might get a 2-lap shootout here, and that might be tricky, to say the very least, to even do here.
Oh yeah, I think it's going to be scary. I mean, no matter how you slice it up, it's going to be some sort of shootout, whether it be a 2-lap shootout or a 3. I mean, you already know these guys are going to definitely be after it and trying to get as many stage points as they can. I mean, this being a settling not just the Xfinity Championship here, but also your way to get into the playoffs, the round of 16. I mean, these guys are going to want to get into that. I mean, so how aggressive would you be to get these stage points?
We've already seen some of that aggression for the buffer for McConey. Picked up a couple. Others, a lot are in must-wins. We've seen a more conservative manner from Montgomery so far, especially in stage 1, prior to some of those last restarts. But lights still stay on top of the pace car. Let's talk about those races in the Formula 16, because how it's structured is it's a mixture, again, of the trucks, Xfinity cars, and the next-gen machines. It's not in that exact order to keep things off guard, per se. And these are some of the drivers already locked in. The 10, in fact, locked in. Ryan Truex, Sean Bounty, Jurassic, Cherry, Woodward, Foley, Seawright, Ball, Freeman, and Diebold. They have Milwaukee, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard, the Oval, and Watkins Glen as part of their first round of the playoffs. And many of those drivers looking to battle from the outside in. Some of them have been strong on the road courses, especially Ryan Truex. We've seen others have been stronger, even those on the bubble right now or near that bubble, have been stronger at some of the ovals, like Tyler Truex, remember, who was strong a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of guys have varying strengths, and I think it's going to also depend on the car. I mean, that's what makes this league so unique, that they drive all 3 race cars, and they're all 3 vastly different. I mean, this Xfinity car, I wouldn't choose this car to come to Gateway. I mean, this is a tough car as it is, and let alone take it to a road course. So I think the guys that are going to really be able to, I'd say, thrive in this series are the ones that are going to be good at this Xfinity car. If you can wrangle this monster, you could drive the next gen in the truck, you know?
So it appears we have the confirmed distance to go on the stage, 2 to go. So just 2 circuits to get around this racetrack. Reward stage 2 points and bring up the caution before a long green flag, or rather a 3rd stage, to close out this Grid Vision 135 tonight. Tyler Truex in control. Ryan Truex on the outside. John Freeman, Jordan Jurassic, Garrett Famosa, McConey, Bounty, Lee McCrary amongst your top 10 positions. First of those who have pit so far in this race, currently running in the 10th position, TJ Lee. For the TLC restart zone, the green flag is out, and the battle's immediately on for second.
Oh yeah, definitely. Very good restart there for Tyler Truex. Saw a little bit of a twitch. Oh, Freeman. Ooh, almost up there. Oh, there he goes. Oh. He does tag Ryan Truex. This could be bad. 4 wide.
Oh, they all save it, though. There goes McCurry to the apron. McConey gives space for McCrary to move back up the racetrack. Coming to the one to go on the stage, brought to you by RL Productions, this time by.
How did they keep that together? They were 4 wide. Freeman got I think the bad end of that. He fell back all the way to 11th. At least Ryan Truex recovered to 6th.
Mimosa and Bounty amongst those fighting. Ryan Truex getting shuffled all the way back. He led the first 20-plus laps of this race. The furthest back he's now been in the field. This is the furthest out anybody's pulled away up on the front, though, for Tyler Truex after all that wildness for second. Stage 2? How about a stage 1 and 2 sweep? For the Grid Vision 135, it's Tyler Truex who takes stage 2 over Jordan Jurassic and Matt Garrett. Famosa, Bounty, Ryan Truex, McConey, Lee, McCrary, and Freeman in the top 10 to close out stage 2.
Definitely a fantastic conclusion to stage 2. I'll tell you, I've never seen good driving. I've never seen guys be able to avoid a crash like that before. That was amazing. I could have swore we were going to see about a 10-car pile up there, Justin.
They're still able to hold on to it and avoid the big one, and in turn, it's a big point score for a driver on the bubble. Around said bubble, entering the night, just a 2-point cushion for Tyler Truex entering the evening, now expands by a wide margin. You're watching Grid Vision, and the Grid Vision 135, Stage 2, coming to a close, with Tyler Truex, your winner of both first stages, 1 and 2.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Grid Vision as we're in the midst of pit stops after Stage 2's completion. First one out, Tyler Truex. And a lot of the drivers involved in different strategies were involved in the incidents earlier. Here's the thing. Despite that situation earlier, Roger Diebold and Reed Foley, the first ones out, around in front of Tyler Truex, with a mixture of strategies coming into play. That's interesting for Diebold in particular because he was the car who got spun around for the only caution of Stage 2.
Yeah, that's definitely very interesting to say the least that those guys would stay out like that. I mean, it doesn't seem like they have a whole lot of tire wear, hopefully. So track position is very important. So I think this could be a good move. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. I mean, there's going to be a lot of guys scrambling. But then again, this is going to be a longer stage here. I mean, of course, just under 100 laps.
Still expecting at least a couple pit stops likely with the 60% fuel limit in these tanks here. Still have an hour lap to pace around here. But again, that was a wild ending to the stage with that battling for second. How do you think in turn that shuffles things? Because some of those who were involved in that little kerfluffle, to say the least, now a bit on the back foot on the pylon.
Yeah, especially like Freeman. I mean, he was up in the top 3, battling, very strong. Unfortunately, now he's back in 11th. I think he'll be able to work his way back forward, but he's definitely going to have to try to climb this mountain here, and it could also offer an opportunity to Jordan Jurassic. I tell you, he has been on fire here the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he has been, and in turn, It's been amongst those looking strong here tonight, but as well at a majority of the racetracks. It's been the question, though, of would he break through again with how this season has played out? He's been in position so many times to be able to come away with the checker flag. He's done so twice.
Yeah, twice in a row. I mean, the last 2 races. I mean, that's impressive. You don't see that very often. And can he go 3? That would be. I think that would be a statistic that this series probably hasn't seen in quite a while.
Meanwhile, one to go signal taken, and Reed Foley electing to take the top for the first time tonight. Your thoughts on that one? Because we have seen if you have a car inside, you can hold them off if you get a good exit out of 2.
Yeah, I mean, these are some very long straightaways at this racetrack, so I think that might be why he's doing it, is try to, have a little bit more, I say, distance to build up the momentum. I think it'll work out for him. To be in the control car is advantage enough, I think, at this track. We'll have to see how this works out, though. I mean, will he have wheel spin? Could be a problem as well.
And amongst those battling around that forming 16, Montgomery 24th after being involved in earlier incidents as well. Rainwater back around the 19th position. Amongst those doing well is Clapper in 16th, now is ran as high as the edge of the top 10. TLC restart zone. We're underway for stage 3, 90 laps.
That's a really tame restart there for Foley. Really got a good launch. Side by side, though, for second place is Diebold and Jurassic. Of course, Jurassic on the newer tires, I do believe. Man,
Yes.
Tyler Truex really able to get some good exit.
Still looking to try and get around Diebold, though, electing to go to the outside to do so. First 2 cars already clear. Not too easy to make the pass. A lot of a tidy type of racing there. Clear is Tyler Truex for 3rd.
Yeah, I'd really keep an eye on Matt Garrett and Scott Formosa. They look like they're getting ready to wreck one another here, and they're holding up Ryan Truex and Sean Bounty behind him. You can tell that they seem to be having some struggles here as we see a pretty good bottleneck here for the lead. As we see Tyler Truex, he's going to try to take it back.
Taking to the inside line. Tyler Truex with a mile and a half of space. Jordan Jurassic having the same coming out of the corner. Move Tyler Truex to the lead, and Jurassic's in the wall. It's bottleneck time down the front stretch. Eagleswood Creations caution, and that's what everyone feared.
Man, that was a big one right there. Freeman involved in that. Jurassic just went nose first right into the inside wall. That is going to probably... I'm surprised that nose isn't... I'm surprised he still has the front bumper.
If you think back to the battling here in what is now the Xfinity Series, there was an incident at the time. Keselowski and Edwards believe at the time, if you get involved with somebody or spin around here, there's nowhere to go. It's a bottleneck.
I think who got the worst out of that was John Freeman. He was like a pinball out there, just banging all around. Unfortunately, he's missing his front end and back end right now, and it all came from him losing that track position earlier when him and Ryan Truex got tangled up. Because he was kind of in the mid-pack, he had nowhere to go.
John Bounty, significant damage. Here's Freeman. Yeah, nowhere to go, and that lost the nose for 35.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at it, oh yeah, right there, that's where Bounty probably lost his nose. But you can see that Freeman literally had nowhere to go. He could not do anything. There was a car on his outside, could not have really avoided that, and there's not a whole lot of runoff where these guys had this accident.
Fall on board, Greg McConey, NLM.
Man.
Bad luck continues for McConey.
Yeah, these guys definitely going to be getting some major repairs. Yeah, McConey's been having some bad luck. I don't know. Maybe he broke a mirror. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, a lot of cars involved there that have ran towards the top half of the field tonight already, amongst those significantly damaged out of the race. In fact, now Matthew Montgomery, also out Sean Bounty, also out Greg McConey. Freeman, Vile, amongst those getting repairs done this caution. Same for Jurassic and Grimm. So at least 4 drivers who have ran much of the race in the top 10 there out in one fell swoop. Bright side for some of them, they were in positions of the lock-in for the postseason. Not the case for the 9 of Montgomery. This is a nightmare of a situation if you're Montgomery. He's back on the racetrack, though, after nearly a minute of repair.
Still a long way to go. I mean, there's still a lot of opportunity for other guys to destroy their races, and if he could just stay out there, get back at it, it could work out. Of course, I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to the sponsor for this caution, Eagles Wood Creations. They are your one-stop shop for laser engraving needs, from wood to acrylic to custom signs, earrings, keychains, coasters, and much, much more. Located in West Creek, New Jersey, but shipping nationwide, items can be purchased and customized, made via Etsy or through their website, Eagles Wood, that is eagleswoodcreations.com. Follow them today on Etsy, Facebook, and at Eagles Wood Creations on Instagram. So definitely appreciate them being the sponsor here for the Yellow Flags.
As we have already got a quick yellow here, 1 to go signal. Tower Truex, Reed Foley, credit to Foley, still holding on to second despite the different strategy. Then you have Garrett, Ryan Truex, Roger Diebold on old tires in 5th, Famosa, McCrary. How about who's in 8th? Dennis holding onto that spot. It's been our up and down time with the 81 part-time this season for Speed Kings. That car, mostly clean. No troubles, really, for Dennis.
Yeah, I've seen quite a bit of sparks of life out of that 81. So, it's had speed at certain tracks. I know the last couple races, if I'm not mistaken, seen that truck running up in the top 10 quite a bit.
Derek Dennis driving the car, originally driven to start the year by Louis Robinette, but eventually took over the ride for Speed Kings towards the midway portion of this regular season. It's done solid. Well, it's one of your biggest movers too, TJ Lee, who was involved in troubles earlier on today. Still running, but up 8, with Justin Clapper now in the top 10. The engine goes clap, clap for the green. Going through the TLC Incorporated restart zone.
Look at that. Good launch from Tyler Truex, but really good launch for Matt Garrett. Really able to get that second place position secured. Reed Foley, I think, caught sleeping in a lot of ways. Maybe the tire starting to bother him. Looks like he's going to be able to defend against Ryan Truex.
Now is the major thing. Reed Foley wanting to get around Garrett, opens the door instead for Ryan Truex to the inside.
Foley's handling really, really well right now, surprisingly, for him to be a little bit at a deficit on the tire. Formosa looks really good as well here today in that 80 machine. I know that's another car that has had a lot of bad luck.
And a lot of contact for speaking to that right side of the car outside of that quarter panel. Despite that, though, it's been one of the more cleaner cars up towards the front. To the inside now, looking to get to Foley. They have bent the quarter panel since the last time we looked, but it seems to be, if anything, helping more than hurting with the fact every other part of the car is damaged on the right side.
Yeah, they've been really tweaking this damage model, and it seems like it really hard to predict if it's going to help you or hurt you. I think that's a lot like real life. They've been seeing a whole lot of battling here further back. I know Justin Clapper was under fire, I do believe, from Leahy, but fortunately, I think he was able to really defend against that. Those guys almost had a wreck. I mean, I saw Clapper get really, really tight. A little bit further back as well, I think I see some guys really fighting pretty hard. I see the 99 of Steven Lashinsky side by side with TJ Lee right now for that 11th spot.
See that in the backdrop. Lashinsky able to clear on by as Lee lets them on go. Burleson, the next one, trying to make the wraparound on the inside. doesn't have the grip.
Clapper. See Clapper fighting with McCrary right now again. Oh, look at this huge send for Clapper. He just threw it in there.
Clapper wants as many points as he can. Didn't get stage points really earlier on tonight. But an EPN machine making passes inside. This is the highest Clapper has been all night, up to the 8th spot. Make it to 7th on the move on Dennis.
Yeah, you could just almost cut that desperation with a knife. He is driving that car hard right now.
Double back to 8th, but do you blame him? Because again, you want to be able to make sure you don't have to press the panic button for Nashville.
That's definitely true. Nashville Super Speedway is another track that's very difficult to pass at, so you don't really want to put all your hopes on that racetrack.
Dennis watching Clapper ascend from the curbing. Not going to work right there. And you have to be careful at the same time with the aggressiveness on some of these sends. You know why? Well, there's an example. Leahy making the pass on Clapper now because that send on Dennis. Oh, and Clapper again clapping the curb.
Yeah, it's not what you want to do. He's running a good line, though. If he could just not touch that curbing, I think he'd be doing a lot better here.
This time able to get the proper arc down.
I'll tell you, Leahy's looking pretty good. Goes really wide, though, that time by. Should, gets the all right exit. Looks like McCrary's able to really hold him off. Watch out for Lashinsky, though. He's been really slowly but surely working his way up to these guys.
Again, Lashinsky in a situation where a win would be very helpful. Same could be said for some others throughout this field. We've talked about Garrett. He's the first of those not locked in on the points so far tonight in the 3 machine. How about 2nd place for the Tower Truex car?
Yeah, Matt Garrett looking really good, but he's getting ready to have himself a, definitely a rearview mirror full of Ryan Truex. But I don't know if anybody's got anything for Tyler Truex. This guy's fast, like he is. I don't know if these guys have to win in order, or whoever needs to get a win in order to make it into the playoffs. It's going to be difficult to dethrone the 69. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely, especially with the speed shown on the short tracks, might be a contender for the Milwaukee Mile. There goes Clapper now, back on the Spin Kings machine again. Once again, Clapper wants 7th, gets it.
I'm very impressed with Clapper. He's shown a lot of, patience here, even under all this pressure he's under. I mean, you see McCrary, he's been right there with him too. McCrary trying to get a nose in underneath him. Clapper able to get the better run on the higher side here. This is where all the battling's really happening, this 7th position. I mean, I think soon Clapper's probably going to catch up to Diebold.
Gonna hold on for now, the run. But keep in mind, Clapper did put together a solid race for a top 5 last time in Kansas, and has also been solid on tracks like this, North Wilkesboro top 10, for example. When the luck is there, we've seen him run towards the front, and guess what? The luck's been there tonight for Clapper. No troubles, no incidents, no barrels to hit, nothing.
Yeah, that's right. He usually does have a lot of speed. I mean, it's just, like you said, just bad things happen. I mean, whether it be of his own fault or not, or he definitely has the potential to get up here and battle with these guys and possibly win a race. Of course, Gateway is a tough track in general, either way, to be able to actually be up in the top 10, especially in such a talented field, is really saying something.
You know what's saying something too? Bounty is still running in 13th without a front nose somehow. I don't know how that's aerodynamically having decent speed. In fact, slowly closing up possibly to Anthony Burleson.
I mean, yeah, and you look back in 21st place, Freeman. That car has no front end or back end, and he's still on the lead lap. So he hasn't given up. I gotta give him a lot of respect for not giving up here.
Give it a few minutes in that case for Freeman. But in the case of Bounty, he's 3/4 quicker than Burleson. Still keep an eye on Tyler Truex. Lap 64, 135. I will give a quick correction. Greg Vile Motorsports, where Garrett's banner currently runs after being earlier on with Tyler Truex. But essentially, they work together. It's important to mention because the Tyler Truex drivers in turn communicate in sequence with Greg Vile and his respective drivers. They are usually lockstep on strategy. They're 1, 2, 3 for their partnership tonight.
I think things might be heating up a little bit back here for Clapper again. He just got passed by McCrary. I don't think this is quite over, as they're catching up to Roger Diebold. So I don't know. The way that Clapper was driving when I came back up on these guys, it seemed like there might have been some contact. Not quite sure. I might have to go back and investigate.
Either way, things look clean. Let's investigate with a little bit of assistance. Here's the replay. You already see the gear shift coming into play with the high rev.
Oh yeah, a little bit of a slide job. That might be why Clapper wasn't too happy.
Still able to avoid the contact though, even with the slider. Race on for now, says the umpire.
That was a really good move from McCrary. I mean, he didn't have any contact or anything like that. Just really sent it in and was able to make it stick here. Now he's going to try to see if he can't get something done on Diebold here, of course.
Diebold still holding on with that strategy difference. For how long is now the question. McCrary, my goodness, that's a bit of a squeeze.
Diebold is not giving him a lot of room, I'll tell you that. He's pinching him down quite a bit. And this is a track that could be very, very useful to try to pinch that guy down. That's going to really take the wind out of their sails because they're just not able to get the run off the corners. And this could put him back under fire again from Clapper.
Yep. But for now, though, you see how big the difference is. Nearly half a track, the gap growing. Another launch, another misfire, not able to get alongside. On the set is McCrary that time. We've had a change up for second, though. We were watching along moments ago with Ryan Truex and Matt Garrett. Ryan Truex is now to second for the first time in a while.
Yeah, he's showing some really good speed. Was able to get by Matt Garrett. Not quite as fast as Tyler Truex, though. Tyler Truex is about 8/10 up on his cousin here.
Let's take a look at the replay on how this pass broke down.
Very good run there out of the corner for Ryan Truex.
I almost did get the vibe. That's what it looks like a let go on the pass, but I almost wonder if Ryan Truex was using Matt Garrett to save.
I'm surprised there wasn't any contact with that because it seemed like Ryan Truex was definitely taking a lot of liberties with that pass there. But yeah, could have been very well could have been trying to save. I mean, I don't know. Last time by, Ryan Truex was a hair faster than Tyler, but Tyler Truex now having to deal with some lap traffic as we see the battle going on right now as Clapper, who is trying to get my Diebold at the moment.
How to get out of the gas.
To come into play.
Yeah, leaders started coming with the traffic. Lachinski trying to get underneath. Clapper can't. Yeah, no, a lot of these drivers are going to have to start dealing with some of those who are down on power. Montgomery and Freeman in particular. First one's under fire. Then you have the magical fast car for Bounty without a front clip, who's up to 12 and looking for 11.
He's keeping his engine cool, isn't he?
I mean, technically it actually gets hotter or used to at one point. I've seen someone without a front clip in Richmond pull away by 10 seconds once. But that was a decade ago.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was Martinsville or something like that. I know Dale Earnhardt Jr. had missed, I think, one of his front, right where the brakes are. It kind of cooled the brakes down a little bit, and it saved his tires So, I mean, I don't know if they simulate that. So that could be, looks like Debo's falling through the field quite quickly here. Back to 17th, 18th now. Something I think might have just happened to Debo. Did he go down pit road?
Very likely it is. Yes, indeed, a scheduled stop for Diebold, which means we're on the cusp of pit stops under green. Diebold's offset about 5 to 10 laps on the gas tank.
Interesting decision here for him. A lot of other drivers probably going to be coming down in the next few laps as well.
There's a look at some of the traffic just up the road that are battling. That's Freeman and Corner you see just up the track. Still, Ryan Truex, as we just talked about, is trying to close and fairly decently. The gap now under 0.8 of a second, down to nearly 0.7, in fact. This gap, remember, before the swap was around 0.9 to a second back.
Seeing some more battling further back here with Clapper. I'll tell you, if you want to watch some racing, watch Justin Clapper. He's got Stephen Lashinsky all over him right now. And 9th and 10th, I think Burleson and Dennis are also battling as well. As you see, look at the runs that Lashinsky's getting. I think he saved his tires watching all these guys in front of him battle. But now he's trying to get by himself, and it's just so difficult to pass at this place. Such a technical racetrack. Look at that, Debo with the new tires. Look at how much quicker he is.
Zipping around the outside, now walking across up to the inside. Debo doing what Debo needs to do. Right now, up to a second or two quicker than everybody else on the racetrack in clean space. But getting back to the discussion, once Clapper in this, can almost see with the exits, just that struggle on the older tires right now to get the speed off, the exit speed.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. I mean, when you go to a track that you have to shift at, a lot of times that does burn the rears up, and I think that it's hard to get the power down.
That stop window open for Foley. So more scheduled stops, and look out for the bridge. You can make contact and destroy your car there. I think Foley got lucky because I think iRacing said you can drive through it only this once.
Everybody gets one. Yeah, that bridge there, I didn't know you could hit that.
I was the one who managed to hit it once during a race. Because par for the course, Tom Truex is in.
Yeah, so definitely green flag stops. Well and truly kicking off right now. Ryan Truex inheriting the lead. We'll have to wait and see, does he respond by pitting?
McQuarrie also amongst those responding, though. Famosa doing the same, fully. And there goes Ryan Truex. Just making sure earlier before tonight's race to take the access road. He actually asked, do you take it? The answer is yes. Great entry for Ryan Truex, though.
Yeah, very good, very solid approach there. And that's one thing that makes pitting, especially pitting under green. I mean, you could pitting under yellow and using that access road is probably a no-brainer. But when you're under green, you're trying to maximize the speed that you're carrying right there, and it's so easy to go into the grass, so it almost makes it like you got a little bit of a road course portion when you have to go down to pit. Caution's out.
Eagles Wood Creations caution flag as Matt Garrett just about ready to pit. It's Greg McConey around out of turn 4.
Tell you what, this guy's just had a bunch of terrible luck. He showed so much speed. Wonder what happened here.
Remember, McConey just pit about a lap or two ago.
It could have been a whole lot worse. Didn't really have a whole lot of contact.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of contact until he hit the wall trying to turn it around. But that is big on strategy, though, because almost half the field is now pinned a lap down, 13th on back, in fact. And here's the thing, both the Truexes are on the lead lap, so a lot of drivers cannot get a wave around here.
Oh, man. That is going to be, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, because I noticed the top 10 all are on old equipment. They're all pretty much guaranteed to be coming down pit road during this caution. But yeah, the Truex has just barely stayed on the lead lap. That is going to really hurt the rest of the field here.
We'll see how this gets sorted. Freeman gets the lucky dog. Drivers like Debo and Famosa McCrary currently scored ahead of the leader. We'll see how that goes because Garrett did pit because he had to make a stop, same for Leahy, Schumann, as well as several others. But both the Truexes cycle to the front. It looks like Dennis may get to keep the lead lap at least here too. Most drivers do look like they will get the lap back, except for maybe a couple stranglers who are behind them. And these two drivers just pit a couple laps ago, and it wouldn't be surprised to see them stay out here.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't come in. I mean, literally Ryan Truex was just coming off of pit road when that caution came out, so would not be going down pit road again here if I were those two, and especially track position, how important that is. I mean, I would not give that up, especially so deep into this race, 80 laps in. I mean, still I do believe about 55 to go. What is, I wonder, the complete fuel run? It seems to be around that mark.
Well, we just seen the pit stops come into play for a lot of drivers, remember, around this point. So around 75 laps in. Compare that to the start of the stage. That is a grand total of about 35 laps.
Yes, they're going to need another stop, yep.
As we discussed with the fuel tank size. Interesting enough, Diebold, Montgomery, and a couple others appear to have potentially come down and not have the wave because, remember, they were pushing hard and further on their strats or it would damage. Fully, even with the wave around, is a lap down at the time of this caution flag. Or stuck a lap down, I should rather say.
Yeah, well, he should, I think when the one to go, yeah, here he goes. He's getting the wave around right now, along with Formosa and a couple other guys, Prairie.
Well, part of that reasoning here, too, is they want to make sure everyone catches up to the field by the time the lights are on the pace car, but also when the green flag waves for the TLC restart zone. Because we've seen a couple times this season, even a mile and a quarter like this, it's not easy to catch up to the pace laps when, even though they're running at a pace of about 1 minute and 30 seconds on the pace list per lap.
This is one of those tracks, too. I mean, that when you're trying to catch up to the pace cars, you can easily spin it out. This is a tough track. Flat track, but it's just, I don't, a lot of people don't like this racetrack because of how difficult it truly is. And if you're trying to catch up to the pace car, you drive it into one corner too hard, you could loop it around on a caution lap. I've seen it before.
Just about all set to get back underway for the Grid Vision 135. Tower and Ryan Truex again 1 and 2. Matt Garrett. Solid race in stage 3 so far in third. Justin Clapper a race high 4th. Lachinsky 5th. Burleson, Leahy, Rainwater despite everything in 8th. Corner and Lee, your top 10 amongst those. About to take wave rounds starting around 13th on back, such as Formosa and McCrary. GLC restart zone time. It's time to zip through for the green.
Yeah, another good launch there for Tyler Truex. Really good launch for Matt Garrett. Goes side by side with Ryan Truex. And it looks like, yeah, still side by side. Whoa. Ryan Truex really pinching the 3 down quite a bit. See Justin Clapper trying to maybe take advantage. He was running. He got a really good run out of turn 2.
Find the arc line once again. Clapper's been trying this line all night long here at World Wide Technology Raceway.
Also seeing a lot of a big cluster of race cars further back up, right here at the top 10. See Glenn Grimm, some other cars that are not on the lead lamp, I do believe. see the 20.
Oh, here contact Foley up the middle. That's Montgomery on the outside. Formosa inside. Schumann now having to bobble around the straightaway as well in the midst of the Hornets' nest. Everybody trying to sort out where everyone else is supposed to be. Big contrast between up at the front and that back of the pack, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it looks very orderly at the front here. Oh, Bounty into Montgomery a little bit there.
Still looking to sort themselves out. Up at the top of the racetrack, believe that is corner in the 20 car on track. Somehow decided to become a 20 car, even though he's a 16 car in this series.
I was wondering, I was like, who is that?
McCrary, though, amongst those who really have lost out as a result of the caution, but also struggling on this restart. 15th spot for McCrary after running as high as 9th up forward for much of the evening.
Yeah, he's had some really good speed in that race car. I mean, McCrary was the one that was battling Clapper earlier on, and so unfortunately for him, he's not really back where he was before. Hopefully he gets back up there. I wouldn't count him out. Still a long way to go.
Looking up at the battle for second. Ryan Truex watching Tyler up in front still. Matt Garrett continuing, though, to have a stellar race.
Ooh, big hit on the wall. Reed Foley. Caution is out. Reed Foley with a huge smash into the outside wall. I think Formosa got involved in this as well.
Another Eagleswood Creations caution. That's Schumann on the inside. And yep, that's Formosa.
Yeah, he hit the inside wall and the outside wall. Tell you what, I guess we just need to get Foley to hit the pace car too, and it'll hit everything.
Well, technically at iRacing you can't hit the pace car yet. We'll take a break. When we come back, closing stages of Stage 3 here on Grid Vision.
SRI Performance. With over 400 product lines representing the top manufacturers in motorsports, we are your one-stop shop for everything racing. 3 of our brick-and-mortar stores are located in North Carolina, and our newest facility in Brownsburg, Indiana. And 4 trackside mobile stores, you can find us spread out throughout the nation. With industry-leading knowledge, we are only a phone call away to visit our customer service experts. And don't forget, we have the world's largest inventory of used race parts. SRI Performance, and stock car steel and aluminum for everything racing.
Hey, Bob Carr here at TLC. Take a look at some of the specials we're running at TLC right now. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Storms are in the forecast, so if you have a problem with water standing in your yard, in your basement, now's the time to give us a call here at the office at 410-721-2342. We'll be glad to provide you with a free, no-obligation drainage proposal for your property. Give us a call here at the office at 410-721-2342 or hit the link below. We'll respond back to your email, set you up for a free, no-obligation quote for your drainage needs. Let's solve that once and for all. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Now's the perfect time to have your landscape lighting system tuned up for the upcoming summer months. Give us a call here at the office at 410-721-2342. And let's get you some light out there. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Welcome to coverage of the Thunder Club iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. So continue to work our way through this caution period for the Grid Vision 135. Tonight's action once again brought to you by TLC Incorporated. Wow, there's no rain in the forecast for the track. There is, back in TLC's territories. If storms and showers leave your backyard flooded, that's not fun. Give your yard a little TLC with a 100% money-back guaranteed drainage solution for your home. With nearly 40 years of experience, TLC has the experience this summer to get the water away and leave your family play. 888-PIC-TLC for more information.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I've been dealing with a lot of rain in my area, Justin. I might have to give them a call, but I don't think they work in the South Carolina area.
They probably would, but I don't know if it would be extra. Well, still, fair few bits of attrition. The track temp, for reference, earlier tonight in qualifying was at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. It's only gone down 2 degrees in the partly cloudy conditions here. In fact, 84.2 degrees Fahrenheit specifically. The track temp is staying red hot in what's been a red hot night in terms of battles, but also a dominating night for the Truexes.
Yeah, we'll have to see though how this how long this lasts, because I don't know. I mean, we've already seen Ryan Truex get involved in a little bit of some accidents. We'll have to wait and see how this kind of plays out.
So for the restart, Tyler and Ryan, Matt Garrett, Justin Clapper, Lachinsky, Burleson, Leahy, Rainwater, Lee, and Grimm. Grimm up 14, Rainwater 17, Lachinsky 18, Burleson 13, Clapper 11. Let's take a look for the TLC restart zone from Tyler Truex. Green, green, green.
Sure is a good thing that Tyler Truex isn't thinking outside of the box when it comes to that restart zone. Might get a penalty.
Oh. Yeah, you can't go early, to put it politely. If you go higher than a certain threshold of speed before that restart zone, you get an instant black flag. Lots of scattering in the mid-pack as Rainwater has a little bit of blinky-blinky. Leahy inside. That's the battle for 7th. Taking the battle for 6th because, look, Rainwater's on Lachinsky's outside nearly.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
In
it's
trouble.
very impressive.
That was Dennis in the background into the wall. The 81 from 17th. We stay green.
Yeah, a lot of damage on the right side. Huge impact there. As he is now actually trying to get by McConey, so pretty good recovery, but wow, look at that. Just tore up that right side.
The more peel back that right rear quarter panel gets, the more looser the car gets. And a slide up from Formosa into Grimm. A stack up through turn 4. There goes Schramm and the rest of the back grouping of the field. Caution is out.
Strom just came in like a wrecking ball there. Goodness gracious. And the 20, really good heads-up driving. That's actually the 16. Really good heads-up driving there for Joshua Corner. Really just laid on the brakes and stopped at just the right time.
Well, that was a big lunge. That was at least 5 car lengths the difference in the entry between that inside of the 08 and the 80. It's right front fender.
Yeah, big contact there for Schramm. Schramm really didn't do anything wrong. He was being pretty much pushed from behind. You see this huge lunge for Formosa, just desperate, I think, and just caught that right rear. Oh, and it's Schramm right there into the 08.
Got hit by Dennis as well from the back end in that checkup that really launched him. And now it's a split strategy race because we were talking about the possibility of the fuel window being about 35, maybe 40 at the furthest. Guess what? We're about 40 to go.
Yeah, a lot of guys going to be gambling to see if they can't make it. And it's possible. I mean, but then again, I just don't know if it is 40 laps, if that's the high end, then yeah, you could possibly make it. Just really depends on how hard is it to save gas at a place like this. I mean, especially with it being a track to where you have such a discrepancy in, I'd say, speed in the corner versus straightaways. I mean, a lot of times when you have to get back to the throttle out of the straightaways when you're, 100 mile an hour in the corner and going up to 170 in the straightaway, that expends a lot more gas than you'd expect trying to get back up to that speed.
But not only that right now, in terms of the differential, it's if we get another caution, then what comes up for those who just stayed out here, because just about all the drivers that are taking tires, it puts them on fresh rubber now for at least the last portion of this race by a 10-15 lap offset for green flag laps per se. Maybe 7.
Yeah, the decisions that these guys made here is going to probably result in who wins. I mean, because track position is so important here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see someone make some bold move when it comes to pit strategy, and they might win the race because of it, or at least gain a lot of spots. I mean, talk about these playoffs. Well, these guys are going to be willing to do some wild things in order to try to get secured.
I'm going to ask this in a different way. Would you rather be the cat, the one who is pursuing on fresher tires at the end of the race, even at a track like this tonight, or be the mouse, those who are trying to run away but also play defense on old tires if it comes down to it?
I don't know. With how hard it is to pass, I'd say, at this place, I think I'd rather be the mouse, to be honest with you. I think that I'd rather have the track position. I think it's more valuable. If you're a man like Tyler Truex, and if you have a buffer in between everybody else, then you're going to be pretty good. I think that if he could just keep some guys on older tires between him and the guys on newer tires, he's going to be in a pretty good spot.
Appears TJ Lee has pulled out from staying out in the strategy. Foley amongst those getting significant damage repair as well. You see peeling out right now, along with Freeman as we get ready for the restart. Not at the 35 lap to go mark quite yet. The comfortable margin on fuel that most drivers went for last strategy window under green before the cautions waved. Tower and Ryan Truex have led much of the way tonight. And Garrett and Justin Clapper rode to Burleson, Leszczynski, Leahy, Rainwater. Despite being involved in the caution flag, Grimm is in 9th and Boundy is up to the 10th position without a front nose.
That's definitely impressive. Surprising to see that. Could be, like we said, could be helping him. I don't know, but he's been showing enough speed. He still has the opportunity, I think, to even get more spots.
Ryan Truex already trying to get an advantage up on that top line, coming up to the TLC restart zone. Let's follow on board from Garrett and watch him go through the gears for this restart to the TLC restart zone.
Definitely see the huge jump there for Tyler Truex. Love riding on board these drivers on these restarts.
He's going to get alongside Ryan Truex there, but got clear Justin Clapper. That's something that hasn't been an easy thing today. Side by side, Burleson and Noah Rainwater. I think beating his expectations tonight with everything that happened before tonight's race. He was a concern to even race tonight, let alone be up in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, definitely fantastic performance. I mean, it looks like he's having still some blinky issues. Also, another very impressive drive today is Burleson. Usually we don't see this driver up in the top 10 very much.
Well, Burleson has had some solid runs throughout parts of the season, but is amongst those who is in a very need-to-win scenario. 34 back entering the 9th. McConey pushing ahead to get back in the top 8. LL Boundy is somehow in 6th.
Yeah, Boundy's making some desperate dives here. He just got by Rainwater, barely was able to clear him. Now here he sets his sights on Leszczynski, taking the high side. Bounty's such a great driver, always good at technical racetracks. This is not a surprise to me. What is a surprise that he does not have a front bumper? I mean, he's running quick laps right now, actually comparable with the leaders. Only person faster than him that last time by, I think, was Tyler Truex.
Big thing to mention, he is the first on the strategy, but either way, you don't expect, even at a 1.25 miler, for a car without a front nose to be the quickest out of the fresh tire group. Also amongst those looking to make some cuts, McCrary on that same cycle, now battling with fellow drivers on their tire cycles. About half the top 10 now has not pit since lap 76 to 79. The rest of the drivers pit on lap 94 under caution.
I'm really curious of how this affects Bounty's fuel economy, like not having that front end. If it affects it at all.
Do you think he's really thinking about fuel economy right now?
I'm just thinking if it's 35 to 40 laps, that is going to be something he's going to have to be concerned with. But I don't know.
Part of me wonders if he's going to come back and say, I didn't know I didn't have a front nose.
Ooh, tell you, McCrary fighting hard right now to get by McConaughey. Yellow flag is out on the speedway.
Another Eagleswood Creations caution, and it's Famosa, yes. That looked like a race car sized dent on the back bumper. We'll see how that came to be here.
Like he was trying to get by, I do believe, TJ Lee.
Again.
And it always seems like these cautions are coming out, but when Formosa's trying to make passes on guys.
On the same driver as the last one.
You gotta watch out too. Race control, they have eyes like hawks out here. If you cause more than 2 crashes, I know that they will do something about that. We have a lot of guys making some strategy calls on pit road here. I do believe Tyler Truex, Ryan Truex, both coming down, along with Matt Garrett, Justin Clapper. So these guys definitely gonna go ahead and get that tank fueled up. But this is gonna be a big win for Sean Bounty and guys like McConaughey too, and McCrary.
All but just 4 cars are coming down to the pit lane right now. Famosa, for now at least, waiting to duck down. And now we'll have to see how this goes for those who just pit a few laps ago, with everybody else making sure they're coming in for the fuel. Looks like, yes, indeed, there's the top offs. Justin Clapper looking to race off the pit lane. Might have beaten Garrett, but it's still Tyler Truex in front. Everybody else, though, such as Bounty, McConaughey, McCrary, Lee, Famosa, for now at least, rolling the dice. And now, Bounty, your Xfinity Series points leader entering the night, is leading despite being significantly damaged.
And of course, we see Formosa right now in 5th place. He actually just received an EOL penalty, so he should be falling back to probably the last spot on the lead lap here. Oh, but look at that, Sean Bounty, no front bumper, leading this race.
Yeah, and this might actually have been a great timing of where this caution came to force the hand of the others. It's only about a 5-lap difference once you get the green flag calculated. That's not bad for even here. That's at the very cusp of making it work.
Yeah, I think if Bounty, McConaughey, McCrary were in danger of not making it to the end of this race on fuel, I think now they're probably good. I think that this gives them an opportunity to save a little bit of fuel. But of course, I'm a little worried for Tyler Truex. I mean, he's been really quick, but it's just so difficult to pass here. I think he's going to be in somewhat desperation mode here. And of course, Ryan Truex, if they start to battle each other, and, you know, that could spell disaster here. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. I think these guys are going to get more and more desperate as this race goes on.
So as you continue to work under the caution flag period, it's going to remind you that tonight's action brought to you in part by RL Productions, a Baltimore-based national video marketing agency specializing in video marketing solutions, and commercial advertising. RL Productions offers custom brand strategies tailored to your company or organization's unique goals with in-house level attention to detail. RL Productions is also offering complete international event solutions for your conference and convention needs with both on-ground and live stream production capabilities. Visit rlproductioncrew.com. Turn your expectations into real-life productions. Right now, Bounty are looking to produce a race upset. Well, not in the terms of the points, but in terms of the car condition. McConey, also in the same boat, same with McCrary. Lee, a little bit fresher tires, remember, peeled out from the stay-out strategy. Elected to start at the back after half the field pit and half did not. The last caution before this one.
What's kind of interesting here, I thought Formosa, it says he's got an EOL, but he's still in 5th. This is kind of weird.
I am not sure what's going to happen with the 80 here for this restart, but we'll find out when the green flag flies here. Less than 30 to go here for the TLC restart zone. Remember, those who pit 6th on back here at Gateway. Green flag waits up at the stand. Back underway. Bounty leading the field without a nose.
Isn't that something? I'm curious, though, him in the clean air, I think that could affect his handling quite a bit compared to when he was in the dirty air. Oh, wow. McCrary and McConey almost have a little bit of an incident there. You saw McCrary really getting tight off the exit, almost got put into the wall. It looks like he does secure 2nd place, but here comes Ryan Truex, able to really take advantage of Tyler.
Nearly giving the bumper to Greg McConey, in fact, for 3rd spot. Tyler Truex looking to close on back. Formosa getting shuffled back and quickly as well by Garrett and company. The battle's on for 3rd. Ryan Truex looking to clear Greg McConey. The purple car gets shuffled back to 3rd. Now it's on for 2nd. McCrary holding on for now.
We'll see how long he holds on. Ryan Truex definitely had a lot of pace, and would not be surprised to see that 69 of Tyler Truex really come in here as well. He's going to be desperate, considering his cousin there just got by him. Here comes Ryan. Oh, tries to get to the inside of McCrary. I think he's going to get into the inside here in the 1.
There's the peak. Tyler Truex looking to follow.
Whoa!
Oh,
there goes McConey.
Greg McConey to the wall. Caution flag waves. Another Eagleswood Creations yellow. And another restart.
I think he might have had a little bit of help there.
Matt Garrett lined up behind. Well,
no, he just sent it in. McConey just really sent it in there and missed his braking mark.
That was almost like he licked the stamp, but there was no stamp to put the stamp to put the stamp on.
Yeah. Watch this one more time. You can see, look how he was like 2 car lengths back and closed in so quickly. You could tell he just did not even, had no chance of making it through that corner. Oh, is that Foley? Saw Foley go around there while we were watching McConey there.
Not sure what happened to Foley. Right in 17th, he is on the lead lap.
Watch this right here. He goes around. I think he was trying to avoid this, and then somebody got into him. Yep, right there. You see Diebold gets into the back of the 15 and spins and run around complete 360.
So, Diebold, as a result of that contact, though, coming back down. Same for McConey, Formosa, Lee. Montgomery and Freeman also in the pit lane. Dennis currently off the track, 13 laps down. So just about the entire field left running on the lead lap. Not as much time in turn to be able to repair the car with just 25 to go.
Yeah, I don't think damage is something you're really concerned with at this point. I'd say you're just trying to hang on. I don't think I'd really be worried too much about damage. You're not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, you see Sean Bounty, he's not too worried about it.
Well, here's one thing to be concerned about. Every car around or behind him, except for Mark McCrary, hit on lap 103. So now how do you play this if you're Bounty? We've seen how quickly Ryan and Tyler Truex got through.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he has the choice in the matter. Whatever happens here, I don't think he can really effectively defend against Ryan Truex and Tyler. If Tyler gets up here, I mean, they're on newer tires, and I do think Clean Air might be holding back Sean Bounty as well. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he's going to just be praying that maybe another caution comes out. If he pits, though, he's kind of in just a bad spot. If he pits, he's going to lose so much track position.
We'll say this, though, in terms of the battle of the bubble. Clapper and Rainwater have had some intriguing nights. Clapper getting stronger as the night has gone through the 63. But it's Rainwater again who's had to fight through, really, to the point of wanting to just be slow and riding around. At this point, I think Rainwater's almost gotten more comfortable, if anything, now, with him being up this far through the field and being without damage. He is one of the few without any contact.
Yeah, that's definitely good. Surprising. I mean, he's been having some linking issues, and maybe that's why he's been able to save himself from getting involved in some accidents. He's running really good, though. I mean, this is kind of one of those tracks where slow and steady definitely sometimes can pay off.
The old battle of the tortoise and the hare.
That's right. I mean, you've seen this has been a race of, I'd say, survival. I would definitely characterize this as a race of survival.
Want to go signal, coming to 22 laps to go when we get the green flag waving. Still have about 20 cars in the lead lap, but Coney has last a lap. Still intrigued on what happens here in terms of this battling. More so in terms of Ryan and Tyler have been dominant, but can Matt Garrett maybe steal things forward here if he can gather things back up?
No, I think he's got the speed to do it. He's been really good on the restarts. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, that 3 has definitely been one of the guys that has had the speed. I mean, also, you know, I'm looking at Justin Clapper. I mean, this guy has been, you know, banging on the door of the top 5 all race long.
You'll see restart zone, 22 to go at the stripe. Bounty the inside, outside Ryan Truex. Green flag is out, back and away.
Oops, somebody just blew up. Bounty definitely able to secure the lead, but here comes Ryan Truex. Here comes Tyler Truex as well, battling with McCrary. Whoa, McCrary almost gets into the back of the 69. Oh, someone just had a problem. There goes Clapper. Clapper dropping through the field quickly.
Owen Reed falling into the grass to get around all of it. Hold on 3 wide, but the lead is on. Ryan Truex outside, Bounty inside, side by side down the front stretch. Ryan Truex back to the lead. Tyler Truex making the pass for second.
Yeah, I don't think Bounty has a chance here. If he could just hold on to the top 5, I think he'd be pretty happy with that. Coming to 20 to go, though. What happened to Clapper? He just all of a sudden, I thought he almost blew his engine the way he fell back so quickly.
Holding on to the 12th position despite all the chaos there, but now Ryan Truex looking to set sail. He dominated early on in this race last time he had clean air. This time looking to stretch his legs over Tyler.
Yeah, I don't know, though. Tyler Truex seems like he's got the overall better pace. Can he make something happen? Can Tyler Truex get this race win from Ryan.
Very
Also
shuffle.
see, some big battling going on from McCrary and Garrett, 4th and 5th right now.
I was just about to say that pass we just seen there from Matt Garrett. Rainwater amongst those, though, going backwards, we were just seeing there for a second. Looking to battle with Clapper, in fact, the battle with the bubble. Rainwater loses spot to Clapper. Here comes Glenn Grimm now looking inside.
Yeah, that 08's been involved in some accidents here tonight, but has stayed, stuck with it. D-Bolt also significant recovery here. I know he's been a little bit of on an alternate strategy. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle off the corner there as he tries to get by Lashinsky.
Who needs a hood when you can have good cornering speed?
I just noticed that. Why he does not have a hood.
D-Bolt clear. But you can tell just with the straightaways that it is down on straight line speed. It's all corner for D-Bolt. As there's a look at the battling around Grimm. Grimm not able to keep up with Rainwater, but now it's fully inside in the pink car.
Whoa,
and there we go again. Foley nearly spins it around, keeping it off of Grimm. We stay green.
Wow, that was almost definitely a caution right there. And I guarantee you, Ryan Truex and Tyler Truex do not want to see a caution. I think that these guys want to battle this out. Matt Garrett starting to put some pressure on Boundy. Ooh, some guys into the wall. I think that was Lashinsky.
Still keep battling. Another send. Garrett to 3rd. Bounty and McCrary now 4th and 5th. Next back in line is Leahy. Keep an eye on that interval, though. Top left corner of your screen. With how things play out for the lead, Garrett 2 seconds back of Ryan Truex.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't think he's got a lot of hope to catch up and really battle for the top 2, but still, I think aren't all 3 of these guys on the same team? 1, 2, 3.
Same grouping and partnerships of teams between
okay.
Greg Vile's group as well as Tyler Truex. When you think about it from that perspective. Speaking though of that perspective, Garrett's starting to break away from the rest of the pack, but Tyler Truex, you just seen trying to make moves. Burleson amongst those, losing ground to D-Bolt's corner speed. D-Bolt up to 7th.
Yeah, surprising to see D-Bolt able to really have such a good run. Also see McCrary and Boundy. Boundy's definitely, he's hoping and praying that something happens here that can kind of be in his favor. Possibly a caution to get some fresh tires, and he would have to hope everybody else would go down as well.
We'll have to see how the Xfinity Series Championship goes up for the car type. Looking at the battle for the lead, coming up 14 laps to go. It's Ryan versus Tyler. Tyler last time by, able to close up a little bit more. They are within about 5 100ths of each other on the times. In fact, Tyler Truex 4 100ths quicker that past time. Quickest out of the 3 was Tyler amongst the top 3.
Wow, Leahy going really high right there. It's going to give a position there to Burleson.
Still more shuffling. Rainwater still holding on to 10th, by the way. Clapper now up to the 9th spot. There is Lashinsky. Seen already a lot of rubbing to the outside wall for the 99 just at the start of this run. Famosa somehow with a chance at 11th, though.
I don't know. Watch out for that 80 machine. I don't mean to pick on him, but every time he seems to try to make a pass, something goes wrong.
Clapper trying to make a pass on Leahy. Can't get there for the time being. Well, he did make a pass, but he nearly had to go run again.
Yeah, that was an interesting camera angle we had there. Just was able to catch the him smacking the wall a little bit. But look at this. I definitely think Tyler Truex might have Ryan's number. I mean, he's been about 300ths faster. And this track, I think, really benefits that guy that's following in the drafts. Long straightaways here. And I think Ryan might be looking in his rearview mirror, too. This is not the track to be doing that.
Well, I know you mean figuratively, but likely Tyler Truex literally has his number. But right now, he's also got the speed, more importantly. This time by, Ryan Truex a little bit quicker by 17 100ths. 11 laps to go. Tyler Truex quicker in the corner, though. Another checkup for turn 2 exit.
Tell you what, if Tyler gets up to that bumper and gives a little bit of a bump, I think Thanksgiving's not going to be too good.
Still, near dead even on these racing lines. What does Tyler do to make this pass? He is a little quicker down the front.
I don't know what he could do. I think he just has to. He's just gonna have to send it. But I just don't think he's gonna do it yet. I think he just wants to pressure Ryan. If I was Tyler, I would just try to stay in the rearview mirror, make him pay attention to what's behind him, and force him into a mistake. That's the only thing I think he can do at this point.
Down to the final 10 laps, coming to 9 laps to go. Bounty looking to hold on to a top 5. Try to solidify the Xfinity Individual Championship. Diebold looking to get a top 5 despite everything that's happened to that Nintendo-themed car tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Our producer just made a pretty good joke. You take the pieces from both of those cars, put them together, you make a full working car. See, they, of course, are still battling for that 5th spot. Oh, Rainwater dropping a couple spots here. I'm wondering what. Yep, Freeman also. So I think here comes the battle for the lead, heating up more and more here as we're now sub 10 laps to go.
8 to go at the stripe. Ryan Truex trying to park it. He's been holding on stronger through turn 1. It's been Tyler Truex better through 3 off to exit turn 4 tonight. Better exit from Tyler Truex, though. Not close enough yet for the lunge.
I really love what I'm seeing from Tyler Truex. He's running the optimal line around this place. You can see how smooth he is. He's holding the bottom, and that's kind of what you want to do at a track like this. Really want to be smooth and wrap that bottom around. That's the tire-saving line right there, and I think that's why he's been able to be just a hair faster than Ryan.
7 to go, a look to the bumper. Tyler Truex with the bump and run attempt. Holding on to it for now is Ryan.
They turned the exact same lap time last time by, too. That is crazy. These guys, this is going to be a heck of a finish, I have a feeling.
Will that come down? A look to near the bumper within a 1/10 of a car length. Good exit for Tyler Truex this time, showing the nose. Does Ryan leave the door open? 6 laps to go. Tyler having a check up this time to avoid contact. Lachinski has had a problem meanwhile. Lachinski has had to pit under green with under 6 laps to go.
That is unfortunate. He was having a really good race, too.
What does that mean for the others? We'll keep an eye on that. Coming to 5 laps to go now. This time by, though, Tyler Truex, after that initial checkup to avoid the bumper, lost a lot of that momentum he'd been picking up. Garrett in position to hold on for the top 3.
Oh, no, caution out.
It's Foley. The Eagleswood Creations caution flag waves. Foley with under 5 laps to go in the wall. Grimm and several others involved as well to put us in a spot of a possible natural GWC, if not green-white checkered.
Yeah, this definitely will be a green-white checkered, I do believe, as we take a look here at Foley racing with Glenn Grimm. Oh, and it just gets a little tight. Glenn Grimm not giving a whole lot of room up into the outside wall. And a front bumper missing off of the Nashville star, Reed Foley.
It's not been a pretty night when it comes to Foley. Here's a look again.
He just got tight, looks like there. And unfortunately, Glenn Grimm was not giving him a whole lot of room.
Second car tonight on that attempt, making contact this time. It was Foley. Here's how low Foley got it. You can see he tried it. It looked like Grim was trying to get him to finish the job, not get sucked into the wall like he did. But
Interesting
here,
pit stops. This is interesting.
oh, this could get intriguing. Famosa is not pitting. Neither is Diebold, as they look to play spoiler as we reach GWC trigger time next time by.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know if I think if I was Ryan and Tyler, I might have stayed out here. I would assume they're definitely taking tires. Yep.
Yep, and now we get shades of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series finish. For those who did not watch, about a week and a half now ago nearly, it was a race where with about 30 to go, the caution started flying basically. You had drivers like Garrett Main stay out on old tires throughout those final restarts. Others, such as Jordi Lopez Jr., take 2 tires. Others, such as Michael Conti, take 4 tires. How did that all come together? The last lap was absolute pandemonium. Main's contact from Lopez Jr. caused the big one in 1 and 2 since the white flag was waving, no caution to freeze the field. And a drag race between Lopez Jr. and Conti, seeing Lopez Jr. hold off Michael Conti by just a couple 1,000ths of a second at the stripe. 6 1,000ths the difference. With how many cars are staying out here, we might have the same situation if we get a couple restarts.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out. I mean, look at how many cars are in between, Diebold and Ryan Truex and Tyler Truex. I think this could play out very well for Diebold.
And it looks like Garrett, in turn, taking a different strategy to at least lead those coming out of the pit lane. He took 2 tires to get in front of the Truexes.
Have to see how that works out. Of course, as I mentioned before, it's a viable strategy. I mean, it seems like it works a lot better than it used to. It used to be a no-no. I mean, it used to be something like, what is that guy doing? Why would he do that? But now it's like, it could work,
Diebold, Famosa, Lee, Schumann, Corner, Schramm, all staying out for green-white checkered territory. Again, if we take the white flag, the race is official. We race to the checkered. Simple as that. If we get an air caution, we re-rack and stack the field. It's GWC sequence. Looks like at least one car is just blown up on the apron, but the rest of the leaders looking to sort themselves up and try and get gathered up.
Diebold choosing the top side here. Yeah, looks like Lashinsky.
That was corner.
Up there.
That's corner. So in comes corner, not electing to stay out, so 6 stay out. Rolling the dice and hoping to hold off the pack.
This is gonna get crazy. I don't know if we're gonna make it to the white flag here. This is gonna be Tyler Truex and Ryan are gonna be trying to cut through this field, and I think it could be it could go poorly. We'll have to wait and see. I think if another caution comes out, Diebold's definitely gonna be in a good spot. I don't think he's gonna really be in. He's got a pretty good buffer. I think that's gonna be important here.
Let's find out how this strategy plays out with 2.5 miles to go once the green flag waves. First on pit stops, once again, Garrett, now in the 6th position. Then the 4 tires, 7th on back, Ryan and Tyler. Diebold in control of the field for the TLC restart zone as we start our L Productions overtime. Green flag is out, and a slow start for Famosa. The battle is already on, going on for 6th position. Garrett on the block.
Oh, contact. Tyler Truex and Garrett into one another there. Somehow they keep it together. Ooh, 3 wide, cautions back out.
It's McCrary who gets turned up on the wall. And let's do this again.
Yep. Now this, a lot less of a buffer there, I do believe, for Diebold. Let's take a look and see exactly what happened. McCrary having some contact, I do believe, with Burleson. Oh, wow, what a massive hit for that 88. Surprised that car is still even able to drive. Goodness.
Surprised we didn't have the big one on the Sen before, but
See right there, Burleson. I mean, McCrary got tight. And Burleson, I mean, he already had a car up above him. I think that's Rainwater. Nothing he could do. I mean, I just, McCrary, unfortunately, just, I think, overdrove the corner. And look at this. Goodness. What a violent crash.
Hard slam indeed. Rainwater, after all the tech problems earlier and keeping it clean all the way to this point. Smash. Schumann also coming in this time by. But you said it yourself, you have to go. You have to go.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go. This is when the pressure's on. Pressure either bursts pipes or makes diamonds, and that's what we're gonna see, some burst pipes here.
So that brings us to around 16, maybe 17 cars still running on the lead lap.
Yep, Lashinsky just got his lap back. And as I mentioned before, Tyler Truex did cut that buffer down to Diebold a little bit here. He's going to be in 4th. I'll tell you what, I thought we were going to have a wreck closer to the front. I mean, I saw Matt Garrett and Tyler Truex before that caution came out. They were about to wreck each other.
Yeah, I'm surprised everyone held on to it until that spin around for McCrary with what we've seen tonight, with how aggressive that Sen was. But also, you have to think, there was a small block, there was a block attempt.
Mm-hmm. There definitely was.
What's the saying when it comes to blocking?
Not sure. I mean, I would assume you're just saying is you're going to get wrecked.
There's a saying in official racing on the service, you block, you pay. That time almost everybody paid.
Yeah, that's for sure. And a lot of times with blocking, I mean, it's an equation. If one side of that equation does not agree, then there's going to be a bad deal. I mean, you know, if you block someone, you got to be ready to take the consequences of that block.
And be able to hold on tight without any spins, looseness, or else you end up taking you and your fellow frenemies with you. But for Diebold, that might have to be the strategy, because fresh tires are almost working like the blue shell. He needs to lay the red shells out.
He needs to put some bananas out.
Yeah, but all it takes is one bad move and boom, blue shell finds the leader all the time.
Yep.
I forget if you can lay the red shells backwards these days, or if it's just the forwards.
I think it's forwards. But I know you can use them to, if someone's getting near you and they try to hit you, if you have the shells going around you, if they could hit the shells. I haven't played Mario Kart in a while. I don't know why we're talking about this. Oh, can you? Okay. Our producer laying us on some wisdom and saying that you can shoot them backwards.
Hence the pun. But now it's the matter of, can he use the shields to hold on to the lead? Famosa, Lee, all staying out on the strategy, still with positions as buffers. Then it's Tyler Truex, Matt Garrett, and Ryan Truex. That outside line, road 2 on back, it's about to get wild. Remember, the last restart, Famosa could not get going.
Yeah, that's definitely a very good point. Hopefully he's able to launch a lot better this time, learn a lesson, possibly. Diebold's just got to make it 2 laps. I think he's just like, please, just let me make it 2 laps.
Just about set to go. We continue with RO Productions Overtime, our second attempt. DLC restart zone, green flag is out, and another bad start on the outside for Famosa.
And that's going to hold back Truex. That's exactly what Diebold needed. Oh, Truex, Tyler Truex not having a great time. Ryan Truex, though, having a wonderful time. Takes the advantage, gets right by Formosa. Man, he got by Formosa like it was a hot knife going through butter right there. 3 wide, though, as Bounty tries to get by Formosa. Formosa just had a terrible start there. Ooh, this could go badly. Do we make the white flag?
Garrett on the wall, and there it is, the caution. Eagleswood Creations caution, just as Ryan Truex got to Diebold. Again, it's Garrett in the wall as the trigger.
If we see another caution, if we don't make it to the white flag, this next green white checker, that's going to end the race. Diebold's wanting that caution now. He wants that last green white checker to end under caution.
It would have to be before probably the back straightaway or by turn 3. Let's take a look at the replay of what happened in this turn 3, though.
Look at Tyler Truex, man. Woo. 3 wide, though, Formosa. Oh, netcode. A little bit of netcode there. Formosa, I think iRacing took it that they had some contact.
Was a little bit of air distance, but
I'm surprised that was a caution.
And it looks like Formosa's pulling out now that he's lost that advantage that was there before. So Formosa taking the tires and now sacrificing the track position.
I mean, yeah, he was firing off so poorly. Man, that just, both of those restarts, I mean, he was holding up Tyler Truex quite substantially. I bet Tyler Truex was very, I would assume, frustrated with that 80.
So here comes the Lucky Dog around the outside, and is that who I think it is? 37 laps down, Bo Condon, your Lucky Dog, this caution.
Wow. Good on him for staying out here in the 25. I love that paint scheme. It is really pretty.
TLC incorporated paint scheme. Stepping around the racetrack again, TLC, the main sponsors of Thunderclap this season. Looking to show off those colors proudly as we approach the holiday weekends in about a week and a half's time, in fact. Field already itching to get back underway here, looking like maybe one more pace lap, we'll see. Yes. But Truex, both of the Truexes, this is not going to be easy for Diebold because he's got a car to his right, a car behind him who both want to go, and the car behind has made it clear it's ready to send it to take the lead.
Oh, yeah. I mean, gloves are off right now. These guys are going to be desperate to do something here. I mean, it's going to be some big sins. I mean, even from Sean Boundy, you know, TJ Lee. I mean, TJ Lee, how safe is TJ Lee in the playoffs? He probably needs a win, right?
In terms of TJ Lee in particular, absolutely needs a win. As in the very bottom of the standings.
I'll say he's had a lot of bad luck this season.
Yeah, you've seen it right there, the comparison. 17's the cut lot, first out right now coming in the ninth. He's 26th, Lee is.
So he's not even in the conversation. If he wins this race, it would put him in the conversation, though. That would be an upset for a lot of those drivers that are up above the cut line.
So 1 to go expected this time. There it is. Try this again.
Of course, this will be our last green-white checkered here.
And Diebold's hoping that they don't make it to the flag, and he scored the leader. Because everybody else behind outside of Lee on much fresher tires. The battle of the drivers on the bubble entering the night. Drivers like Clapper now in 6th. Rainwater, after being involved in a couple of cautions now, late in this race in 17th. Montgomery Well, it's not been Montgomery's type of night, but he's still in the 10th spot despite everything.
I think there's a good probability that Diebold's right, that this gamble's going to pay off. It just, like you said, it just depends on if Ryan Truex is ahead of him or if Tyler Truex is. I mean, he's getting ready to have a swarm on him right here. And he's going to have to hope that a caution comes out before they actually get a nose up front. But here we go. We're getting ready to find out.
Coming to the TLC restart zone for the final restart of this race. Diebold waits for the edge of the box. Green flag is out. 2 laps to decide it. Ryan Truex looking outside, looks to launch it, gets around to the point.
Yep, that's exactly what Diebold did not want to happen. Look at Sean Boundy racing hard on Tyler Truex. 3 wide now. Here comes Truex through the middle trying to get by Diebold. Do we take the white here?
One more car to the wall, it's TJ Lee. Ryan Truex looks to take the white flag presented by Aural Productions, this time by final time around from Gateway.
Looks like Clapper's going to get by Diebold as well. Moves up into 4th place.
It'd be a season best for Clapper if he can continue on. More contact to the wall for Garrett. All this as well, through 3 and 4 goes Ryan Truex. He led the way to start the night. Led the first 20-plus laps. It's taken him a while to get to this point. But it comes down to the final 2 laps to pick up the win in the Grid Vision 135 for Ryan Truex.
Yeah, what a great job for Ryan Truex.
What a crash.
The 99 Lashinsky.
Back into the field, Lashinsky puts it in the wall and now looks to finish the race backwards in the 18th position.
Got to do what you got to do.
Congratulations off with the fireworks down that back straightaway. Ryan Truex, another victory, his 5th this season. He's won a third of the races this season already.
Wow, that's quite a statistic there. A third of the races. I mean, especially with this talent pool that's in this series.
So the celebration is on for Ryan Truex as he waits for the rest of the competitors to zippity-doo-dah their way by. But everyone has now crossed the stripe officially as the celebration waits along the front straightaway again for this winning moment.
Man, a really clean race. Probably the cleanest race car out there. Everybody else has got significant damage, but Ryan Truex able to keep it clean.
Oh, let's wonder if he's out of gas.
He may very well be.
Let's take a look at the unofficial race results in turn as Ryan Truex stares at the line. Ryan Truex leading the way at the end tonight. He started off leading more than 20 laps. It took him until towards the end of this race to lead again. Tyler Truex in second. Those two 1-2 much of the night. Boundy without a front nose in third. Clapper, Diebold, Leahy, Garrett, Freeman, Montgomery, McConey, your top 10.
Lee, of course, 11th. Burleson, 12th. Schumann, 13th. Formosa, 14th. Schramm, 15th. Kohler, 16th. Rainwater, 17th. Lashinsky, 18th. Of course, starting to lap down cars, Glenn Grimm, 19th. And McCrary rounds out the top 20 position.
21st spot tonight going the way of Foley, Condon, Dennis, Vile, and Jurassic. How the 25 entrants finish out here tonight. Tonight was intriguing, to put it politely. How would you say things, your perspective tonight, as drivers look to celebrate in many cases here as they wait for the official points tallies?
I think it was a great race. I mean, we definitely saw a lot of hectic chaos towards the end there. Guys, I think, desperate, and it definitely put on an entertainment show for us and everybody at home as well.
We wait for the official Xfinity Series point winner, but we can say this at the least. Sean Bounty, making it to the top 3 in the end, led the way in those points tallies entering tonight. Looking like it may potentially be Bounty. Sean, first things first, did you know you don't have a front nose?
I have been told a few times. So long as the car went forward, I did not care.
So, how was that car handling then? How was that car handling? I believe you had a little tech issue there.
It ran like the best modified I ever drove. If you never told me there was damage to the car, I never would have believed you. It ran great. RPMs were up and it was solid, so I just kept chugging.
Very solid night in turn, but also very solid running in the Xfinity Series. It's difficult to beat Ryan Truex this season, it seems. But you did so basically, unofficially at least, on points. How would you say you feel about your Xfinity Series speed from what you showed this season in the regular season?
Honestly, quite surprising. In a lot of series, I used to count out these Xfinity cars because I never held pace very well with them. Whatever build happened right before the season started, somehow it turned into my most productive car points wise, and at the beginning of the season, I basically had to use that to get a lot of stage wins before I could really compete for a win strategy in a race. So that really played out, and just staying consistent, staying clean. I never tried to be the fastest, but just consistency and fast laps, and like even tonight, there were times where you could do all the right things, but there'd be too many cautions at the wrong time, or the fact that we got caught up in Jurassic's wreck and fortunately minimized the damage enough, got the pits done, and stayed on the lead lap, and fortunately the car came back 100%. And salvaged what we could. I thought we had a good strategy, assuming certain cautions might have happened maybe 10 or so laps later than they did, and that allowed Truex to get back on my same tire strategy come to the end of the race. And I mean, congrats to him. He's got a lot of really fast cars in a lot of races. Sometimes you play the strategy game and win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes the fastest car just wins the race.
Well, Sean, congratulations on a strong run tonight, but also in the Xfinity Series cars all season for the regular season campaign.
Yeah, I hadn't really been paying too much attention. I've been watching the overall, so before the race came in, I saw where we were on points. Didn't realize I had that much of a gap, but yeah, as long as maintained, we did pretty good. It was solid, so happy where we're at.
Sean Bounty coming away third spot tonight. What was an intriguing one this evening tonight. Drivers getting themselves preparated from second and first. The Truexes very quick on speed tonight, Brian. And in turn, I believe one of those getting ready to stand on by here. Tyler Truex is with Brian.
Tyler, definitely fantastic job here tonight. Of course, you won stage 1 and stage 2. What did you need to do different to get by Ryan? It seemed like you had even more pace than he did tonight.
I just needed those last couple of restarts to work out more in my favor. I pulled a bonehead, moved the restart prior, and got into my teammate Matt, which I'm sorry about that. Kind of put us both a little bit mired back on that next restart. Not really mired back, but we both had damage going into it. And then, yeah, I just got held up by TJ there getting into one. I thought he was going to roll the bottom a little better than he actually did. Gave up the outside, Ryan rolled the top on me, and the rest was history.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like though you had the long run speed pretty much nailed down. If things had went a little bit different, I think you would have definitely gotten the dub. But at least you're, I think with cousin, right? Ryan's your cousin, is that correct?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, at least your cousin got the victory, right?
Yeah, that's the one car I want to beat every week. But I mean, yeah, I think race strategy wise, I think we were all three of us were on a really good pace there. if I don't know what happened with 3 to go there, if that caution didn't come out, it was going to be us 3, top 3. So we had 7.5 seconds on the rest of the field. So that was really good. Just stunk that the caution fell the way it did. I think, like you were saying, I think I had a little bit better car on the longer run than Ryan. I was kind of just trying to save the right front and stay right on him there that run and show my nose a couple times. And I was gonna try and a couple things the next couple laps, but it just never got to try.
100%. Now, how much preparation did you guys, put in for this race? I mean, Gateway's a notoriously difficult and technical track. I mean, why were you guys a step ahead of the rest like that?
I'm not too sure, really. I mean, these guys in this series are really good. There's a lot of good guys, so I'm not we didn't really put in any much different prep than we do in our normal week as far as that kind of stuff, but I think just the cars worked out, our pit cycles worked, and a couple guys got taken out there early that were competitive and got damage, and that helped obviously a little bit too. But yeah, I'm not sure. Just suited me and Ryan's driving styles, I guess. Pretty similar.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are matching each other pace for pace. Of course, next week, Nashville Super Speedway is on the docket in the next gen machine as we round out, I do believe, the regular season. How do you feel about that racetrack?
Anything in the next gen is just kind of tough, you know. There's no passing and you're on the racetrack bottoming out the whole time, so it makes it tough to really get a handle on the car. It's kind of, we'll see. I haven't really done much testing in the next gen there, so was at the player cars, right? I was on the bubble going into the night, so I kind of wanted to try and secure with a win there, but we maximized real good with real good points night, so looking forward to just putting in a solid night next week.
Definitely. I could definitely tell where your priorities are. Who can we give a shout out to after your second place finish there, Tyler?
Just all the guys on the team there. Matt, especially, he does a lot of prep and does all the paint schemes for us, Matt Garrett, so we'd like to appreciate him for all he does for us. Taco Bell for coming on board this season again. It's been season 3 with them, so that's cool. Just all my guys. We brought a fast race car. Guys were on point on pit stops. Just carry the momentum into the playoffs.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Tyler. Great job on the second place finish. Can't wait to see you next week, brother.
I appreciate it. Thanks for all you guys are doing for the series.
That was Tyler Truex, driver of the 69 machine, finished in second place. Next up, I do believe Justin is going to be standing by with Ryan Truex.
Yes, indeed. Ryan Truex putting up the victory. Started off with the lead laps early. Took a while to get up towards the front, but it was a wild finish. Ryan, it was a difficult time with those last-minute restarts. How would you describe that final sequence, though, to be able to get yourself to the point?
Yeah, really, it was just kind of whoever got the right lane on the restarts. With everybody on different tire strategies there, it was hard to know who had what. So yeah, it's just being in the right spot at the right time. I think Tyler was faster than me, and had it played out on that initial finish, I think he probably would have got me, or at least would have been a really good finish. So glad he at least got second out of it, and yeah, it was a good finish for us.
Both of you were dialed in throughout the night, almost picking up notes off one another, noticed on the lines. How would you describe the mindset you had for how you attacked the track, and in turn tried to figure out a way around Tyler?
Yeah, it was tough with this setup. 1 and 2, you really couldn't run the bottom without just killing your exit, and to run the top, you really had to be disciplined on not overdriving entry. And I feel like the virtual version of this track, there's not really any good braking markers into 1, so it's kind of hard to be repetitive into 1 on your braking. And if you miss it or overdrive it by just a little bit, you end up too high in the middle, and you got to over slow it to get off the corner and just kill your momentum, which happened to me a few times when Tyler was running behind me there at the end. when I was behind him, I could kind of judge off of him where to brake, and I think when I was leading, he was judging off of me. So yeah, just really had to be disciplined in 1 and 2 and get your downshift at the right spot, not spin the tires on exit, but still had to use all the racetrack. And there's a few times I missed the shift off the corner too, just with the amount of wheel spin. So yeah, just 1 and 2 was tough, and then the bump into 3 on the bottom, if you were under somebody, it was really easy to get a little too low, and I don't know if it was bottoming out or hitting the splitter or what, but you end up washing up the track and killing the center of the corner. So yeah, it was really about just having discipline, not overdriving it. And if you did overdrive it in the first 5 or 10 laps, it really showed up on the back end of a run. And that's, I think, what was the difference with me and Tyler at the end was he took it easy the first 5 to 10, and I drove it too hard. And by the end there, we were right back on top of each other.
Next up is Nashville to close up the regular season. That's been a stellar car for you with the next-gen machine. In terms of the Nashville side of things, how would you describe that feel and turn on the iRacing version of it compared to what you felt in the real world?
Honestly, I don't like either, so it matches up pretty good. The next gen's really tough there because you shift so much. You can pretty much shift both ends of the racetrack every lap. And it's a really, really hard track to pass on, without shifting, and then you throw that in the mix, and those cars where you can't really hang it out, and it's really easy to overslip the tire and either spin out or overcorrect it. At a concrete track like that with all the seams and the different patches and things, it's really, really easy to get out of shape and get in trouble. So I'm kind of expecting, similar to tonight, a lot of mistakes and a lot of torn up cars, but hopefully not. Hopefully we put on a good race.
Well, congrats on the victory tonight. A season-leading 5th checker flag this campaign. Congrats.
Thanks.
That's Ryan Truex coming away with another win tonight. I thank him, Tyler Truex, as well as Sean Bounty for taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on Grid Vision. But remember, the next time out for these drivers, they hit the track at Nashville to close out the regular season. That in about 1 week's time. That you can see once again here on Grid Vision to see which drivers make up the forming 16 when they start off the postseason in mid-July. On that note, though, we'd like to thank you for tuning in for tonight's action here on Grid Vision for coverage of Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated Racing and the Grid Vision 135. For Justin Levine, for Taylor Burris, our producer, Austin Darbyshire, my co-host tonight, Brian Britt, I'm Justin Prince saying thank you for listening to tonight's coverage of Thunderclap here on Grid Vision. Good night from the Gateway.